Well, after several days of having house guests and then Thanksgiving and a colonoscopy, though fortunately not all of those simultaneously, we're finally back with another episode. This is the Kazdoy Closet. I'm Kazdoy. That's my closet full of all the stuff that I love. And today, somehow we ended up adding a lot of stuff to our collection in November. We're talking 5 different labels, films in Italian and Spanish and English and Japanese, and one big box set with languages from just about everywhere in the world. Let's check it out. Let's start with some Japanese horror, beginning with this box set, J Horror Rising. This is from Arrow. It's a limited edition. There are 7 films on 4 discs, ranging from 1999 to 2004. Various extras. There are extras on everything I'm going to show you today, so I'm not going to list them all because it would take way too much time. But those are the films included in this box set. I will show you what they look like. They're kind of these slim cases. So here's the design here. And the back lists all the extras. There are 3 art cards included with each disc. I'll show you a sample here. Okay. And the back shows the original Japanese artwork. There is reversible artwork for each one of these. There's also a poster which looks like this. There's one side. There's the other side. That's like on the cover of the box. And there is a 80 pound, I keep saying 80 pound, 80 page perfect bound booklet, which is always nice to see. Nicely done, good graphic design. So that's included with that as well. A little bit of buyer's remorse for this one for 2 reasons. One is the day after I ordered this, I noticed I think every single film dropped on the Shudder, the horror subscription streaming service of which I am a subscriber. So I was like, darn, I could have watched some of these first to figure out if I wanted this or not. But and then also some people have posted some pretty poor reviews of some of these films on Letterboxd, so that kind of turned me off a little bit. But still, it's a limited edition, and it's nicely made by Arrow. I really like some of the other horror sets they put out, Japanese horror sets like the Ju-on set and the Ringu set. Our second Japanese horror box set is Dai Gothic. This is from Radiance. It is a limited edition, limited to 4,000 copies. Obviously, I'm going to expect more of a Gothic horror film from this set. This is 3 films on 3 discs. There's the 3 films. And let me show you what the discs look like. These are standard disc cases. Okay. There's reversible artwork for each one of these as well. Various extras. These are films from the 50s and 60s. And there's also another 80-page perfect bound book coming with this one. And Radiance always does nice design with their discs and with their extras and with their books. Next up, we have 2 sets of Mexican horror films, starting with El Vampiro, 2 blood-sucking tales from Mexico. This is on the Indicator label. This also is a limited edition. There are 2 films and 2, I guess what they call them, digipacks. And I'll show you those. They're from 1957 and 1958. Love, again, the design that they do, that Indicator does with these things. Very nice. Details on the back of each one. And here's the other one. These 2 films There's also an 80-page perfect bound booklet. And these two films ushered in the Gothic and supernatural horror to Mexican cinema. Indicator also did a set called Mexico Macabre, and that was one of my favorite sets from, I think it was last year. I did an episode on that, so if you want to check that out, I'll put a link to that episode in the notes below. The second set of Mexican horror that we got is Danza Macabre Volume 3, the Spanish Gothic collection. This is from Severin. The first two volumes in this series were Italian Gothic films. I have both of those. I think I've done episodes on everything in Volume 1. Volume 2, honestly, I don't think I've even looked at any of that yet. And I really wasn't sure about this set because of some negative things I read about it. It was $61 on Amazon. I thought, okay, that's a pretty good price, but I'm going to see if it gets lower than that. And then they added a 30% off coupon, bringing the total for this set to $43. I thought, well, that's almost $10 a disc, so I'm not going to get any better than that. So I grabbed it. These are 4 films from the 70s on 4 discs. These are standard size disc cases. There's no reversible artwork. There's no booklet or anything. But I always love this pulpy, kind of tacky artwork. Very colorful, very lurid. Always like what they do. Next we have even another horror set, this time in English of all things, and this is Columbia Horror. This is from Indicator also, limited edition, limited to 6,000 copies. This is Region B. This is the only thing in this episode that's strictly Region B. These are 6 films from the 30s and 40s on 3 discs. Let me show you what they look like. We have the Indicator format of using these digipacks again, but that wonderful poster artwork. So there's 2 films on each disc here. Peter Lorre showing up there, one of my favorite actors. And another one of my favorites, Boris, showing up there. And we have a booklet again, a perfect bound booklet. This is, I think it is 100 pages, this booklet. The longest film here is 69 minutes. So if you don't have much time, you want to watch something late at night before you go to bed, this will put you in the good mood. Several extras, of course. This one has some pretty poor reviews, but we'll check it out and see. Next up, another vampire film, this time in Italian. It's I Vampiri, and this is from Radiance, limited edition also, limited to 5,000 copies. According to the notes, this is Italy's first horror film. It's from 1957, and cinematography was by the great Mario Bava. This has reversible artwork and a 20-page booklet, and of course some extras. Of course, we also had to take advantage of the 50% off Criterion sale at Barnes & Noble. So we got 2 over there, beginning with Farewell My Concubine. This is in 4K and Blu-ray, and this is in Mandarin. This includes Gong Li in the cast, and she was in one of my favorite box sets called Collaborations on imprint. And this, I saw this in theaters actually back in 1993 when it was released. And if you've been watching this channel at all, you may have seen the episode where I tried to pick this one up in Barnes & Noble, and every single copy, like all 6 of them, had floaters, had discs floating around in the case. So I never bought it. So I went back this time and found one that was intact. Also, this is on the Criterion channel right now, if you're interested. And then the second one I got was Paper Moon. Paper Moon, this is from 1973, and this is the 4K and Blu-ray edition. This one's in English, and I also saw this in the theater when it was released in 1973. This is set in the 1930s. It's kind of a comedy / road movie. Ryan O'Neal stars with his daughter, Tatum O'Neal. She was the youngest person to win an Oscar, and she won it for this this film, of course, directed by Peter Bogdanovich, and a really nice graphic design here. And I was surprised. The 4K has a nice graphic design because when you open it up, you have a little postcard, a photograph that has to do with the film. And then you have, unfortunately, one of those fold-out booklets, fold out like poster size. But the whole thing's designed like a cigar box. And so it opens up like a cigar box here. And there's the back of it. So I thought that was a nice touch there. And finally, we're going to end with our biggest and priciest item, and that is All the Haunts Be Ours, Volume 2 from Severin. I have Volume 1. Honestly, I've watched maybe half the films in there. I pre-ordered this from Severin. It was 30% off. I think you can get it cheaper now. I think you can get it much cheaper if you want to wait 1 or 2 years. I know the Volume 1 was half price during the Severin Black Friday sale, but I think it's been a couple of years since that one was released. But this has 24 folk horror films on it, ranging from 1952 to 2024. So it's really world cinema, this box. Various countries, some surprises, various languages, 13 discs, extras for each film, including some short films. There's a 250-page hardbound book. Let me show you first what the discs look like. It's very similar to the first volume, where it opens like that. You can see the discs kind of fit in on the side. So, you know, it's nicely designed. I mean, I'm kind of a sucker for good graphic design, and they put a lot of care into this. It looks really, really good. The book is a hardbound book. It's 250 pages. These are folk horror stories. Am I going to read these? I don't know, it's possible. I don't think I've ever read any folk horror before, so I might check it out. But, you know, this is a heavy book, and it looks like it's all print, but it's not. There are some graphics in here as well, if I can find one. They're in there somewhere, trust me. As far as the book goes, I would have liked more about the films, but fortunately, there is a booklet. I think it's 26 pages long, with each page dedicated to each film in this set, so that's good. This is the back of the box, in case you want to check it out. There's just so much stuff on here. So, expensive, but hopefully worth it. So that's everything we got for November. Thanks so much for watching. Feel free to leave a comment or suggestion down below. Leave a thumbs up. Don't leave a thumbs down. Subscribe would be great. Share this with your friends and neighbors. Subscribing is free. Also free is we're on Letterboxd under the Kazdoy Closet. I posted a link down below. You can check that out. And since we had some time, even though we couldn't do any episodes, there's reviews of a lot of stuff, including Menace to Society, Heretic, Thelma, Malcolm X, My Old Ass, Victims of Sin, Army of Shadows, The Coffee Table. Every genre you can imagine is thrown in there on Letterboxd. A lot of reviews to check out. That's free too. What's not free is my ebook is available now. It is True Tales from the Teacher Trenches, the ups and downs from 32 years of teaching high school English. And it's available through Amazon.com. It is for your Kindle, but if you don't have a Kindle, you can use the free Kindle app on any device of your choice. This book will set you back $1.99. So check that out. Hope you like it. People seem to like the book. Otherwise, thanks so much for watching. See you next time.